Another throwback player for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Alejandro Villanueva, recently went on the Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce podcast, New Heights, talked about Mike Tomlin. What he had to say was very interesting. He had a lot of really good things to say about Mike Tomlin and the man that he is and the person that he is. But this one quote stuck out to me specifically. Mike Tomlin is one of a kind. I think sometimes I get a little pissed off when I see him because I know that he could have a much bigger role in society than being a head coach. He's got incredible leadership skills, incredible charisma. And then he obviously, went on to talk about like how he helps people, blah, 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 how good of a person Mike Tomlin is. We know all the things about Mike Tomlin. That quote really, because I'll tell you this. Villanueva was there for the first 2 years that I was on the beat, and I've never met somebody more intelligent in my life in an NFL locker room than Alejandro Villanueva. The dude would sit there and talk politics. If you had like a real good question, he would give you like a really, really well thought out, sophisticated answer. And you're just like, this guy knows way more than I have. He's obviously, decorated Army hero. The guy's, an icon. He's a dude. To say these things, I think it holds some ground. But for us, when you saw that, when you heard that, was your thought, maybe Mike Tomlin could change the world a little bit? Or are you thinking, okay, let's calm it down. He's a football coach. Let's not get crazy here.
Yeah. I kind of fell more on that side, on that later side of he's kind of a football coach. I mean, like, I'm just always wary about, like, you always see like the, t-shirts or whatever, where it's like, Andrew McCutcheon for president or something like that. It's like, I think Mike Tomlin's real smart. Like, I don't disagree with anything that Villanueva said. I think Mike Tomlin's real smart. I think the leadership qualities are obvious. I get real wary about, like, saying whatever local celebrity or something, someone should run for office or something. Like, I don't know. Just seems like dangerous territory to me. And then I also don't think like Mike Tomlin would want to do that.
No chance.
Which is part of what, like, there's a popular theory that, like, the people best fit to run the world don't actually want to, like, they don't want that kind of power. And I think that's like, I think there's a little bit of that in Mike Tomlin, where maybe he would be good at it. Maybe he'd have good intentions and make good decisions, but I don't think he would ever, like, I think he really likes his job now. I think that was kind of his calling, and he found it, and he was really good at it. And I can't imagine a scenario where he thought where first of all, that Mike Tomlin would kind of have the ego to say, look, I can change the world. I can be, I can affect societal change like that.
Yeah.
And then also just like the desire to leave a job that he is very comfortable in and very stable with, and that he seems to like.
Yeah, doesn't have any, I mean, he's got no hair to lose, but doesn't have any gray hair over it,
Right.
I agree. I will say this. I think that if Mike Tomlin was given, if you had to pick, knowing the people that I know, and somebody gave me a list and said, it was like the NFL 100 list, and they said, name the top 10 people that you think could save the world from all the bad things happening in it. Mike Tomlin might be on that list. Like, he might be on that. Just knowing what I know about Mike Tomlin as a leader, as a human, I've never once in my life, outside of Le'Veon Bell for like 20 seconds and like random running backs from the Steelers in the past that like just like hate the world, and I have this against Ben and Mike Tomlin. Besides those people, I've never ever heard anybody say anything negative about either of them. All they talk about is how great, how much they'd run through a wall for Mike Tomlin, how consistent he is, how vocal, how perfect of a leader he is. I think I would consider possibly putting him in charge of fixing the world for like 10 seconds. Do I think that he would ever do it? No chance. No. Mike Tomlin would laugh in the face of that job in 2 seconds and say, are you crazy? I'm the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is what I want to do. I'm fine. I do not need to go run a country, run a world. That's the other. I don't think it could be a country. I think it would have to be like, he'd have to be like dictator of the world,
right?
For this to actually work, And I think there's a good shot that maybe it does work, because people by the end of it will just be like, you know what, man, I don't know what it is, but the way he talks got me. It got me. The bigger question, how many Tomlinisms, like what Tomlinisms work? The standard is the standard, can mean a million different things when you're trying to run the world.
Yeah.
But like squirreling these nuts, that gets people going every single time, you know?
We want volunteers, not hostages. That
That's
could get some legs.
that could go real negative real fast though.
Yeah,
That could
yeah,
get
yeah.
that could
His
get a
first
lot.
scandal, yeah.
Yeah, that could get a lot of people in trouble real quick. There's the Tomlinism. Imagine if like Joe Biden, you know, or whoever, whatever world leader you want to put out there, walks up to a podium and just starts. He's like, you know what? When we got red paint, we're gonna paint the barn red. And you're like, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready. The votes would be in that. There's the next question. If it was a vote, okay, Mike Tomlin, somebody put Mike Tomlin on the presidential ballot. Does he win?
In Pennsylvania for sure.
Easy.
I mean, I don't know. Among NFL coaches, I feel like Mike Tomlin's got to be up there as one of the.
Do you have another one?
Like, well, Andy Reid, I think, falls into the same boat of like, I think he could do a good job, but he definitely does not want to.
No chance. No chance. And Mike Tomlin might do it just because he feels obligated to do it. Andy Reid would. There's no chance he wouldn't even. He'd be like, "Are you? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd rather retire."
Yeah.
Andy
I'm trying
Reid,
to think
Mike
of
Tomlin.
who else would. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
I like it
Like
is tough.
Bill's not doing it.
No, and Bill, I don't know if I'd want Bill.
Nah, Bill's not doing.
Bill.
He's not doing a good job on that one. It's gonna
Other
get
than
rough.
people like I don't know, like Sean McVay or Pete Carroll, they'd be the most annoying politicians I think I've ever.
Sean Payton might be. He might get. Then you got the whole like bounty gate thing though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want
You
that
got to worry about if things are gonna get real hostile real quick. That one could get bad. I think those are the only two. Like if we're really making a full list, it might just be Mike Tomlin and Andy Reid with like a maybe a backup of Bill Belichick just because people would fear him, I guess.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I wouldn't even feel good about it. Like I'd be like, oh, man.
Pete Carroll, I could definitely see
Pete Carroll, I could see maybe.
I don't think he'd be like, I don't think I would vote for Pete Carroll, but I think Pete Carroll would be. There are people who would vote for Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I could see Pete Carroll being up there too. That might be it though. That might be the whole list. It might be a very short. And I think that the first two, I think Mike Tomlin holds a very high, like it's a significant drop off even before Andy Reid. But after Andy Reid, I think that dip is like falling off the edge of a cliff. Is drastic.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can see it though. Villanueva brings up a good point. I was glad that he brought it up. I was glad that it came out after all these years. Do you think that he's ever said that to Mike? You think he's ever been like, Coach?
Oh, no way.
Why don't you just go run?
Think so.
You don't?
No, I don't know. Because Mike Tomlin would laugh in his face. Like, I don't think he knows that.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what made him a little more pissed off. Yeah, but I agree. Like, the fact that Villanueva, like, if, I don't know, if, like, I'm trying to think of some random Steelers player, like, if Vince Williams like said this or something,
yeah,
it would definitely have less legs. It would carry less significance than Andre Villanueva, who has some worldly experience behind him.
Yeah. Like it literally served in this country, and has done just like remarkable things at all times. And then for him to exactly. If like Ben came out and said it, you'd be like, okay, buddy, we got it. Thanks. Yeah. Villanueva was the only one actually, like top tier. Rocky Byer, maybe, but even him, he's getting old enough where you're just like, okay, relax there, pops. Villanueva was a good one.